Good evening. Hope you had a good day. We're going to be playing some more of Nobody Wants to Die. So let's go ahead and jump into the game. All right. Welcome.
Where do we start?
Since the Zeppelin crashing into the building right after Green's death is more than just a lucky break.
Lucky?
For us. Definitely not for them. You know exactly what I mean. Let's start with the connection between the Green case and the Icarus shooting.
What do the Greens case and the shootout in the Icarus have in common? Drawings of electrical installation, building, identification information has been erased. Chief Stayer, trusted man, specialist, discreet work. Plans to lower the age of free body subscription, additional fees related to use of bodies. John Park, politician and shareholder of a well-known company, earlier leads indicated that he was a friend of Green's. Analysis showed that Kovalev had substances in his blood that it could identify. Nothing was similar found in any other bodies. Item belonging to the famous psychologist establishes her presence in the Icarus. Symbol drawn on the safe along with the date and the events took place. A chic developer with initials on a silk tie. The owner of several skyscrapers including Green's building. And the politician was afraid of someone he couldn't wait longer to carry out his plans. He had one last friendly request to Kovalev to complete his work. So what are we trying to figure out here? What did Green's case in the shootout have to do with the Icarus?
I still don't know how he encrypted the Icarite. Why do something like that?
To avoid answers when your corpse turns up in an inconvenient situation.
Dead end.
So the watch with a photo wasn't evidence of a friendly quarrel between Kovalev and Green?
They were obviously very close.
It's like competing work made killing important people. Why would Kovalev check off that item? They're dead end.
Burned to a crisp.
Was that laughter?
No.
He's, yeah. says that completing work meant killing important people. Why would Kova check off that item if it would ruin him?
Was the toxicology of the rest clean?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but it was normal for this social class.
We've got a clue. Another similarity between Kovalev and Grove. Kovalev and Green did the same thing happen to Kovalev.
That damn snake again.
It looks fresh this time. Probably made on the day of the massacre.
Sarah, do you have access to the CTC registers?
Just checked. Kovalev's Icarite never made it there, which means that this is another...
This is another final death. They both left this world, and they left behind quite a mess.
Do you think they managed to carry out the plan from Green's letter?
All we know is they gave their lives for it.
Could anyone here know Green and Kovalev were up to something?
Damned good question. Let's check. The famous psychologist, back in the circle of suspects.
More on the periphery.
Salma again. She might have known something.
Would Kovalev have let her go then?
She could pull strings.
All the more reason for Kovalev to take her down, right?
Chief's errand boy.
I wonder how big his stable was. As the Chief's trusted man, he must have known about Green's death.
Just what was he looking for here?
No coincidence he dropped here for a drink. As a cop and the chief's boy. He'd known about Green's death. What was he doing up here?
That tell you something?
Shit. Too many copper phase conductors with polyvinyl insulation.
What?
I really don't know.
Sarah, can you check what building this is?
How am I supposed to do that? This is just a small section. I need more to work with here.
You've identified him. Great.
Yeah, it's a developer named Travis Collette.
Travis Collette. Bonjour, Travis. Travis Collette. Travis Collette.
James!
Sorry.
Holy shit. So Dean was buying the blueprints for Green's apartment from Collette. And Collette didn't know about Green's death. And that order not to board Icarus. You think Dean was following the Chief's orders?
We can't rule out that Dean was working for someone else.
Like who? And what the hell do Green's plans have to do with it?
Let's focus on the second question.
You think we missed something at Green's?
Everything points to that.
As long as everyone's focused on the riot now, the apartment should be empty.
Great. Let's finish what we started.
Diagnostics complete. Repair cost and fine, $938.
Ah, fuck you! And don't wait for me with dinner. I'll be late.
Damn.
After our little nightly talk, I knew I wasn't alone in all this. Sarah may have been only a voice in my earpiece, but it was a voice of integrity and reason, which was what I needed at times, and which could be switched off at other times. And unlike other such voices, without grabbing a bottle.
Nice.
James, should I send you a sleeping bag? Get a move on. Turn on the camera. Stand back. The Fed secured the entrance.
Could you?
I'm on it.
You get excited when you do something illegal.
I'm in rehab, so don't tempt me.
I'd like to see your file.
I erased it. Good luck with that.
I have my ways.
Ready.
Everything ends where it begins.
You watch too many movies.
You're back here.
So what are we looking for?
A red X.
Okay. Any ideas?
Find the place marked on the map. Oh, those are markers for the different pieces of evidence that were found. Oh, cool. No evidence at the... What?
Have you noticed any difference since your last visit?
I tolerate you. Keep searching.
I tolerate you.
Let's keep it simple.
Going from corner to corner isn't simple.
I don't know. I'm looking.
You know those rich bastards have a pool for yachts?
What?
Yeah. A fucking huge swimming pool, basically. They put boats in it and sail around.
But how... That's... Where do they get the water?
Fuck if I know. People like you and me are stuck drinking recycled piss, but they're all, hoist the mizzenmast, Jeffrey! Fuckers.
Damn. Interesting.
That's not what the map wants to tell me. The fucking safe? Did they just clean it out?
Are you sure it's this safe?
See something else?
Nothing. Empty. Just like my account. Get out.
Can you check what they took?
You know, it's not like I didn't break the law this week, so I'll see.
Wait,
James,
it's not about the safe.
you just said the complete opposite.
I changed my mind.
They took everything out. What do you want us to do? X-ray it?
Great idea.
Why am I saying anything?
signals lead somewhere.
Probably to the washing machine.
Over. There's some interference. Can you repeat?
Hello?
Yes?
The storm's coming. The electronics are freaking out.
Where do they lead?
What? What? To the electricity. Ugh, never mind.
Why such a large generator for such a small safe?
This isn't a generator.
This is a refrigerator.
What? No.
A projector?
Pneumatics! Opens something! Quit screwing around! We still don't know what this device is for. Just keep looking. This box could lift several tons.
Maybe it's pumping gel into the roots. Although, it doesn't look connected.
Okay. Aha!
The wall is a meter from the safe. It doesn't make sense.
Maybe we're missing something. Safe?
I'll lock him up.
You're asking my opinion? have a card?
Hello there.
Bingo! The first rich dude's secret wall safe of my career.
You should be a thief.
I'm building my resume.
It's nice to see you develop.
Hey,
Oh.
fuck you. This is my idea. Don't push
Wow.
it. James, what is happening?
Sarah?
Oh, fuck. So Green at a private dungeon. And perhaps it holds his stamp collection.
No. But a place to have his own body stored.
Another victim. Just more questions. Brian Theodore Coven. What are you doing here? If it wasn't for his donations, orphanages in the city would disappear.
They never found this.
Formal dress. A meeting? With the murderer? With Green? Let's check where you came from, Coven. What?
Making a mess. Get your act together. Don't
What?
you already know who the murderer is?
James?
I tried to, you know.
Are you there?
Sarah?
What happened? The elevator collapsed?
James, I thought you had joined the noble ranks of the dead.
How do you... Who... Where are you?
Why don't we start with where you are?
What is this place? What happened here?
Well, I have bad news. You're late for the party.
Yeah. And the rest of the police don't know anything about this. Holy guacamole.
Crushed by a chandelier. Fancy way to go.
Perfect for the upper class.
The governor. Sans pants. Prestigious guest list. Chris Everson. Even my idiot neighbor has a bumper sticker. Wonder what he thinks about him in the law now. Anna Turner. Used to be a sports writer. We had some interesting interviews when my team was winning. Then she got into politics and became editor of the whole paper. You had your last deadline. He was standing under it. I'll pick him up and find out who it is. Maybe I can lift the chandelier.
All right.
The fire upstairs must have damaged the wires. Okay. Why did he fall? And where's the killer? Adam Cadis. Why am I not surprised to see you? Debauchery is your specialty. What's with these masks? Some subtle differences, but not enough to tell who's who. Or what. Shot. Needs a closer look.
Gunpowder. Gunpowder analysis. So is a charge or the gun?
The Emperor screens. Make that god. There's no movie studio that doesn't kiss his ring. Or maybe a little lower.
He influences more people than you think.
What is this? Everybody lies.
They learn to live a lie.
Okay, what happened here? Where's the damn killer? How did they die?
Losing your nerve?
Never mind. He was standing here before the chandelier fell on his head.
Okay. I'm curious.
Who brings a gun to a fancy party?
Fucking lack of culture.
8mm. Were you sitting here with a loaded gun?
Think twice before inviting a paranoia case.
The shootout started. You probably didn't consider that. You didn't shoot that fucking thing down on your own head.
Are you sure?
He shot the killer. Was that... How are you feeling?
Better every minute.
What the...
Blagojevich, journalistic scum. He aimed toward the piano. trail ends here. Lots of glass under your feet and nothing around. The killer had plenty of time to cover all traces. Like you got hit by a truck.
Crushed chest, damaged internal organs.
Why so much glass?
Any complaints?
Fuck no. Glass, you, blood. Every piece brings me closer to you. He could have believed it all.
What if he hated himself and helped create a world where everyone hated each other?
As if he flew over the barrier? It's not everything. Gotta be more. Blagojevich. What do they have to pay him to take all the public's hate? So that was his spot.
Together with the council, we've received requests and would like to invite you to the club. Date time will be delivered discreetly by courier. If you decide to come, different shall please bring an invitation. Looking forward to seeing
Shoe
you.
print. Maybe he ran? Where was the killer? Shit. Not enough data. I still don't know what this asshole was doing. Did you run away? Why in this direction? Doesn't make sense. Looks too rich for my blood. A broken bottle? Did you chase the guy with it? I can respect that. Where were you sitting? Maybe the glass shards will show me. Bingo. So you were sitting here. You attacked, even though bullets were flying everywhere. What made you do that? Chris Everson. He'd sell his own mother for votes.
There was a scandal that he used his mother's illness in the campaign.
That's where you were hiding. Fucking wiring. You've had your chance. need to run across the middle of it all.
Well, better to do something than nothing at all in a situation like that. Although, as you can see, this is no guarantee of success.
And he was done running. He fell limply. Maybe he died in flight. Yet something or someone stopped him.
Interesting.
He shot at Blagojevich. Low. Maybe Blagojevich saw Cadus and liked both their odds better. Did you feel a cold sweat on your back?
It would take more than that.
Right. You were lucky with that chandelier shot anyway. What the... Did you do this?
Someone's being paranoid here. It's just fucking wiring.
Which gets in the way of my work. Need more light.
Who's Sarah?
What?
You mumbled her name when you were lying on the ground.
Don't... High voltage. Must be powering something big. Let's see what happens when we connect this contraption. What is this? Couldn't he just keep his skeletons in the regular closet like the rest of us?
Ooh. So all this was going on holographically while this firefight was going on?
Now I know where the damn glass came from. I
Yep.
know nothing could surprise me today.
That
Are these
would-
the ones I saw in holograms? Let's start with the photos. I don't know you. They slaughtered him and bled him for fun. Is it an Icarite? No. It's impossible. It must be some kind of imitation.
Are you sure?
It's time for pictures of your friend. Senator Patricia Terrence. Oh, this is rich. They've been trying to make her out to be a terrorist for decades because she wanted to change the world. It turns out that they're all on one payroll.
Talk about a small dead world.
The wound looks burnt. Someone was shooting at close range?
There's a knife.
Blood trail. And anything else? How did it all start? Was she the one who murdered him? Let's start with who the hell that guy is.
You know that by solving this case, you're helping cover it up.
Aren't you tired of these games? What's your point?
I want to help you.
Sure, because you're such a noble guy, right?
On Icarus, you couldn't do the right thing. Let me show you whose side you picked.
How fucking kind of you.
That knife is probably what they used to kill this guy.
Drake Starr? I thought he was using a different body. The actor and the senator's husband. They've always been inseparable. He looks like a victim, but I wouldn't go all in on that.
There can be ecstasy in death.
It's, an expensive fetish. Nine millimeter, same assailant. Looks like the victim bled out before he got shot. Maybe the killer lost his shit. Lots of moving targets. He had to be in a rush. He could have left additional bullet marks. That kind of trail could help me figure out where he was firing from. Same weapon? Yeah, 9mm. And empty. You were shooting blindly at Cadus. It went straight through. Another casualty of your sick shit.
Imitation made from Eco Marble.
I admire all forms of art, especially when it helps to establish a shooting position. Who are you?
Aspiring liaison. How am I doing? Am I as good as that Sarah of yours?
Wonder who painted it.
Want one for the living room?
I'm not sure it matches my couch. Suddenly a shooter appears and takes out our star. Looks like he almost bled out before you shot him.
Are you suggesting there was more than one killer?
Unlike the rest, this one was murdered voluntarily. However fucked up that sounds.
$91? Good God.
Different blood types.
Presumably, the senator had a pleasurable time with Drake.
Before you got her. She was bleeding like hell. Senator used him as a shield. She gets hit and plays dead. Smart move.
She crawls.
Was she trying to escape?
Can't see the look on her face. It doesn't look like the world's coming to an end for her. Going for the knife.
Ritual toy. Sharp. Senator must have held it.
Oh, like I said, I think that's what was used to
Greg's
injure
blood.
the. Yep.
Maybe yours too.
Oh, don't worry. I'm fine.
She was always ready to fight. That's why people believed in her.
Okay, so that guy is this person. So she dropped down here. He ends up walking around, right? And then grabs the knife to try to take you out. Oh, ow.
Was she waiting for her moment?
No. Weird expression. Under the circumstances.
Drake had type O negative blood. This is a different type. She surprised you?
I'm guessing so, considering what happened. And she gets nailed in the side.
Ton of lead and burned skin. They had to struggle, but he had the upper hand. A 9mm beats a piece of steel.
That just looks painful. Injuries, gunshot to the intestine, yeah.
She crawled away. Didn't you notice? Something else get your attention?
Yeah, that is a weird expression for the face. I think it's the same one the whole time. It was obscured a lot due to positioning, so I guess they weren't terribly worried about it.
She almost gets you.
I guess you're on her side.
I can tell you that if she got you, she'd have my vote.
Ha 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 ha.
Broken ribs. You crushed her when you fell on her, and she still didn't give up.
You underestimate me.
At least I understand the low position you shot Blagojevich from. And remember, Kata shot in this direction. Good to know that not everything
Interesting.
goes your way.
It's going great. Trust me.
So you scurried away like a cockroach.
And that's how we found her corpse. And there you are.
A bullet from a revolver. Probably Cadis's. I wonder how that got here. They almost got you. You had to find a way. And you did. Real fancy. You were lucky as fuck.
Don't underestimate me.
I wouldn't dare. How long have you been planning to kill that chandelier? Lucky. But respect where
Damn.
it's due. Also a really good shot. You made it. But I'd like to see your face after that. Your real face. Covered in blood and drool, twisted in fear.
Think it was any different than yours when you came in here?
You're always watching me, aren't you? Monitoring? You watching me with cameras? The holograms. Somehow they were recorded. These holograms must be stored somewhere. There must be some tapes here. But where?
Green is hiding the monitoring. This is... You're joking. It is. Those are actually not just random things. Those are just recordings of what they were doing. Okay. Why do you have a whole bunch of people here? Exhibitionist weirdos. I don't even think that begins to describe it. Green Monitoring Center.
Gee, we go back to the beginning.
Edward
Green. What did you have on him?
Look around. Do you really think anyone would need more than what you see?
What does she have to do with all this? Did you leave the shrine with the weapons? Very subtle. I'll check to see if any victims were killed with this gun.
Looks like a
9
similar
millimeter, 5 bullets.
magazine.
Half-empty clip. Did the killer shoot it? Or did they shoot at him?
You're a little shaky there, bud.
A recording console. I wonder what it turns on. Zilch.
It's probably broken.
This reminds me of something. I saw one just like it in the safe. Only degenerates can afford to endure prohibition with dignity. When you're left with no desires except to kill, then it's high time to die indeed.
Just that hologram. Okay.
Billy Coriacci. She wins the Best Actress award year after year. This is getting boring already.
They want you to believe that she's brilliant. They say it's not even Coriacci anymore.
Then who is it? We met in other shells. She played a baseball player, and the director arranged for her to shadow me. Suddenly, Rachel started showing up more often at practice matches.
Oh, ow.
Injuries all over her back. She flew backward through the window by some great force. Interesting. It's unfinished? Who are you? I'll get back to you later. Let's start with Billy. It'll be easier to explain how she got here. It all started here. When they're incognito, it's easier for them to open up to sensations. Nine millimeter. The body indicates the shooter fired from a different location than Blagojevich. He appeared suddenly and started shooting everywhere. She didn't have time to react. Pretty much everyone here knows each other. I already know a lot about you. Your friend will tell me the rest. Ooh, this wound is deep. Where did you crawl from? It looks painful. You knew it was pointless. Everyone sprinkles lies over their breakfast. What's the difference?
That's all that's left in the world. The rest signed off long ago. Don't you see it?
Watch your friend's performance from here.
So she was watching them, and then the firefight happened.
First, he shot Billy out of the window. Then he hunted down her friend. Saoirse Rosen. The person most responsible for how shitty movies have gotten. She couldn't even leave the cop movies alone. Fucking Rosen.
You don't like censorship?
I don't like seeing my favorite characters neutered. Wait, Billy has an identical one? Damn.
What?
They have the same tattoo. Only two halves. The same.
She's crawling to someone that meant a lot to her. They probably had opposite sides of the same puzzle. That's why she was crawling to her.
Bullets and glass fly everywhere, and she tries to crawl. She was fierce.
She's hit hard in the shoulder, it looks like.
I used to have that strength and determination. I'm left with a rotten memory that trails like cigarette smoke.
That's the firefight going on with those guys. And the chandelier gets him.
It's hard to believe that someone without a heart could... Or maybe this Billy really owed her everything, and they lied to each other.
Well, they're just killed. Their Icarite should still be intact. At least that I'm aware of. Liar.
You really had a lot of time.
They get us used to it, and we believe they're normal.
What?
The rules of their world.
Another wound. I'll try to recreate the trajectory. The killer was standing right above her.
Killed her out of pity.
Same weapon as before. Looks personal. Are you a frustrated artist? I need to look for other clues. Let's see where you take me.
The cameras.
Another. This must be a dead end.
It's inside there, huh?
Cables run deeper. Fuck. Not now. So close.
Oy vey.
So, Mount Olympus comes with a pocket Hades, a frozen hell where people pay the price for the gods' eternal hangover.
And them needing new bodies because they keep wrecking the ones they have.
I recognize this body. It should belong to an actor with his throat slit. Icarite in this one? Age 21. Some unknown kid.
The former owner of the stabbed body.
The youngest bodies possible. No certificates.
So they're wanting to change it because they want to legally be able to get younger bodies than what they've had access to.
They're all at the first subscription age. If they didn't pay it, they could lose their bodies. But Icarites, why isn't anyone looking for them?
Orphanages. That's why Green and Coven funded them so generously. Only until they turned 21, of course.
Motherfuckers.
Legal tattoo.
Same as on the table at Green's. He was here. Green was probably using the recordings for blackmail.
No matter how much evil was around, Green would still grab them by the balls.
Better focus on you. You have your 5 fucking minutes of fame.
I warn you that I may disappoint you.
Wait, what? This is Green. Senator. Attacking his back.
He's the one killing them all. It doesn't make sense.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Did you force him to do it? How the fuck did you do that? What did you have on him?
That's your job. I don't want to get overly involved. I'm not your cheap little slum secretary, Sarah Kai.
What? How the fuck did you get her full name?
Did you think you're the only one I spend time with?
Sarah? You there? Fuck. I've restored the power. That should work. If you do anything to her,
Green.
I'll find you and take you apart piece by piece.
Don't keep me waiting.
Oh, damn.
Fucking Icarite transmitter.
You want to try it out?
Fuck you. I'm not like them.
All those innocent souls.
Where are their Icarites?
You already know that. The actor was hung up on them.
Motherfuckers.
Why wouldn't she have mentioned any of this to him? If he's been talking to her as well.
I'm just wondering. Since you saw what Green's guests were capable of, will you trap their souls in rotting bodies?
Fuck you.
Or will you let them return to Olympus like nothing happened?
What did you do to her?
This much gel could blow up the Senate.
You can punish them.
I will find you.
Do you think anyone will find them here?
If I shut them in here,
Yes.
and the victims?
Maybe they want revenge.
What kind of sick game is this?
Or leave the door open. Your friends will find everything, and it'll blow over in a week.
The silence in my earpiece was even more overwhelming than my own stupidity. When I was gallivanting in hell, the murderer emerged from there to get Sarah.
I've closed it for now, but in theory, I could always open it back up again later.
How could I let myself be tricked like this?
I don't know. This is something I could discuss with Sarah after I rescue her. Unless they decide to pull the twist that Sarah was this guy.
Revolved around you, idiot. Says that they're fucking with you. Remember that already.
Oh, wow.
I knew more or less where she lived, but not how she lived. I would say below poverty line. If not for the fact that I've crossed the poverty line 100 levels up. Somehow I have to find her. Terra needs electricity, and lots of it. These converters look new. Let's see. These cables come out of the converter. Sarah, where are you? Even from here, you can smell the deadly stench of the slums. How can you live here? It doesn't seem connected to the net. Damn it. Electric current powers up the antenna. It must be operational. Sarah needs to communicate somehow. I need to get a closer look.
That would be really a weird twist if that was the case.
Lady Liberty, down in the dirt. At least she stayed right here with her people. No one else did. The cable draws the most of it. It has to be here. I hope I'm not too late.
Sarah?
The murderer wanted to pull me into a maze, get me drunk with fear. But I had nothing to lose, and had been drunk already for a week.
Welcome.
What is this place?
Saw that coming. I do have my meds, but I'm out. Not great.
Oh, fuck!
What? Why did it go away? It just faded out? So the trigger kind of like a seizure? Well, before I go here, same pose. Mannequin hand. Huh. The torch is still intact and lit. That one didn't trigger a reaction, which is good. I hear noises. Motion sensors? Triggering the lights.
What the hell?
Oh.
You thought I'd be an easy target?
Are you joking me?
Give it up! You're trapped!
Funny. You're the one bleeding.
How did you find her?
Drop your weapon and I'll let you live.
What have you done to her? Talk!
Drop your weapon and get out. I'm counting to 3. 1.
Let's settle this one-on-one!
James, can you hear me?
What the fuck?
Okay. Cool it now. It's me, Sarah. We're good. Just relax.
What the?
What in the actual fuck's going on?
I thought some junkie broke into my house. Sorry. I'm almost finished stitching you up.
Could you
She
almost
ended
finish
up getting a
faster?
geriatric body. So they're using the
How'd you find me?
You know I'm a detective.
I
voices
didn't think anyone would bother trying to find me.
to portray difference in age versus the
Stay
body.
still. Why did you come here?
When we lost contact, I thought he got you.
So that's why you busted in here like a psycho on a hunch?
A little more than a hunch.
Meaning?
I have some questions too. One, actually. You should be in your first shell. The comfortable and efficient one. What the hell have you gotten yourself into? And you're smoking too. Someone's fallen into bad company here.
His body must have been through half a century of addiction. It'll drop dead before I get used to it.
So, are you going to tell me where you got it?
My family thinks I'm away. I got the best synthesizer, remote work equipment. I didn't have to explain myself to anyone. And then fucking James Kara had to waltz in here and ruin everything.
I'm good at that. So what have you gotten yourself into?
It's a long story and complicated.
I'm all
Good thing I'm a
ears.
professional at complicated stories.
No joke.
Talk.
I didn't want to, but I had no choice. I did something sketchy, but otherwise.
It's all right. You can trust me.
Okay. I rented my body on the black market.
That's pretty sketchy.
Sarah, what was your motive?
Motive? Seriously?
I'm not judging. I just...
What is this, an interrogation? No, fuck you.
fucking emotions management issues.
Fair enough. Evidence. Midtown. This is not a safe place to be in by any stretch of the imagination.
What are these figurines?
They're memories. I've read that after an Icarite transplant, especially an illegal one, some can be lost. That one's the most valuable. One night, when the acid rain was bad, Taylor and I hid upstairs, where you came in. And back then, it was just a 2 by 3 foot hole that ended in a wall of rubble. And instead of sitting in the cold with her teeth chattering like any normal person, Taylor started fiddling with the flashlight. And then something flashed in the pile of rubble, so we started digging. And we dug until we unearthed this little Statue of Liberty figurine. It was beaten up, but looked valuable. And we fenced it right away. And we came back here hoping to find more.
You sound like nobody was looking after you.
You're on your own fast in the slums, because you can either afford children, or you can afford new bodies. Not both. I was ahead of my family by the time I was 15.
How did you do it?
We found out there used to be a museum here. So we dug more. Day after day, till our hands were bloody. We kept digging for normal people. Portrait of misery, desperation, but for Taylor, we were adventurers on a fucking treasure hunt. We glued, fixed, and sold everything we found. Would you believe we excavated this whole place like a pair of underage slum archaeologists?
Yeah.
Must have taken a while.
Almost 5 years, but it was our livelihood. We were dirt poor and surrounded by dirt, but we felt rich. At least until Taylor tricked me. 8 years ago, give or take a few days.
Your sister?
No. We were in love. I remember exactly when she tricked me, because it was when I turned 21. First subscription. And Taylor paid for it for me. She did it behind my fucking back.
That's bad. What am I missing?
After a month, her subscription expired. And we were broke, and there was no one to help her. She wound up in the bank, and the body went to auction. And that's why I have to get her out, no matter what it takes. You're the detective. Now you know my motive.
Which is why she rationed out her, or leased her body in the black market. She needed more funds.
Damn it. Got any ambrosia anywhere? Anything higher octane?
I'll pour us something. Or you can also help yourself to ambrosia in the bedroom.
Everybody's got that medication. Good freaking night.
Blood tests from the beginning of the month.
So she has the location of the person. Guess this was their bedroom at the time. This will just answer lots of the idea of him going over and trying to get Taylor. I didn't want to get you involved because it's too dangerous. The fact that you're reading this is proof of him. So I left you, didn't say anything, you didn't make it. Yes, the carries. I can't live without Taylor. I want to dream with her, baby. Dream together that makes it. Sure. This was the family's room, because again they said she was the leader of the family by 15.
James, aren't you afraid your memories will eventually fade away?
Lucky me. Mine don't fade. They haunt me, more literally than I'd like.
You must have some good ones. At least one.
We're at the movies, and Rachel tries to convince me it's a crime flick she's already seen. They were all the same to her. And of course, she's teasing me, and I'm trying to watch the fucking movie. Right now, I'd give anything to be sitting there next to her. I'd focus all my attention on her.
Maybe then you wouldn't remember it. Maybe it's the imperfect moments that create the most precious memories.
This one room, the bedroom, is totally secure.
It's a slum, but I gotta be able to close my eyes sometimes. It's possible to break in there with enough effort, but I'd have time to be awake and ready.
Ever watch any westerns?
No. What are they about?
Oh, you'd love them. I think you'd identify with the characters. In the middle of the room was a bunch of files with names.
Can't you respect anyone else's privacy? I said none of the siblings knew. If something went wrong, I prepared myself for it.
But what's one have to do with the other?
I sorted things out for them and left a will that made it clear I believed Taylor and I would be in heaven at the bank.
Looks like you covered all the bases. Nice work.
Thanks. I try.
So how did a slum girl get this job?
Maybe you got yours. I had to work for it.
I had a bit of a head start thanks to my sports career, but it didn't come out of nowhere either. From a previous life. I earned it.
You must have had a hard time.
I hope this isn't a tough question. Sarah, how are Max, Dario, and Peter now?
I wasn't talking...
I saw the name on the cabinets. Did they...
Don't worry, they're all alive and doing pretty well. They rented a legal apartment, floor 40. They have better air than here. bodies wear out slower.
Hmm.
Did our department come for Taylor?
Yes.
So why...
Did I join you? Maybe I wanted to take control? Of some sort. I decided I was never gonna be powerless like that again. I'm just a liaison, but I already know when and where they move.
Do you know who it was? Which one of us came for Taylor?
It was hard to resist the temptation to check it out.
Wanna get some revenge?
He was so ordinary. A regular agent. To really get justice, I'd have to get revenge on this whole sick fucking system.
Then how about we get revenge on this whole sick fucking system?
Like that's possible.
We created this system, or at least let it become a reality.
Speak for yourself. I'm a newborn, remember?
What are we drinking to?
Well, you're the expert. Sit down and make a toast.
I wonder
Bottoms
if
up.
we were followed.
Past. And now it slips through your fucking fingers like sand.
And to your optimism, your most charming trait.
What are you renting the body for?
Surrogate. For some rich broad. A good one, I hope.
Sarah, please tell me it's not Jane Salma. I found her file.
Calm down. I checked her. I got to her. She had a similar case before, and they couldn't prove anything, even with plenty of evidence.
Damn it.
The arrangement came from me. She had the dough, I had the body with the right biological conditions, plus I could cover for her. That's why I know she's not a suspect.
Okay. I'll trust you. At least I'll try.
Much appreciated.
All right. So you rented your body. Where did you get this one? The current model.
Salma said it was recycled. Give one to me.
No. A recycled body? After what I've seen, that's hard to swallow. They must have put someone on ice for you to get it.
No. Somebody bought a new body, and no one wanted this one.
We can scan the shell and check.
There's no need, really. Let's not.
Are you sure you know what you're doing? You need to see the big picture of what you've gotten yourself into.
James, I have nightmares. Every single fucking night. I see her in them.
Welcome to the club.
Every morning, I wake up from them and Taylor can't. And it haunts me. What if she's trapped there in an endless nightmare?
It's not sleep when you're in the bank. It's nothingness. You don't feel anything.
Like transferring in CTC? I remember what you said. You said you'd rather die than go to the bank.
But for different reasons, remember?
James, I have to save her! Fuck. You understand?
I get it. Sometimes you have to cross the line. And if you do it, at least make it for someone you love.
Well, I don't know if that's what I want.
Do you know what I'd give to see Rachel again? Fucking anything.
Thanks for being straight with me.
Press your finger.
I can handle
Researchers may independently disperse each year spent in the memory bank. Oh, joys. That's not great information.
And you?
Why she's
Why'd you become a
concerned.
cop?
Work well under pressure, resistant to stress, ability to assess situations quickly. Only the commander instead of a coach, and the field's a bit bigger.
And that's all?
I believed in justice. And shit like that.
But you don't anymore?
As much as ever. I'm just not looking for it in the department.
Copy that.
Sarah, we need to start investigating.
Just a minute. Not so fast. One more question. A basic one.
Yeah,
Why don't you tell me why you stormed in here like a lunatic?
I told you. I thought you were in danger.
Based on what? Did something happen when we lost contact?
Mm-hmm. Can you fire up the board here?
No.
We'll do it the old way then. In the meantime, I'll summarize the Red Room for you.
The Red Room?
It's a piece of fucked up history. Better buckle up.
I can't believe all this evidence. You were right from the start.
Seriously? What surprises you most?
That's not what I meant. But the murderer was behind everything from the beginning. Did he take over his body?
Strong assumption.
It's a
I
possibility.
better go one step at a time.
Now? You're going to get skeptical now?
I just want to sort it out.
Okay. Where do we start? James, I managed to get what was in Green's safe. There were recordings of his synchro tests and a ton of private notes. It's pretty unusual.
Upload.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Good God. So that answers a lot of questions that he was in the body, which is why he was able to get the option or opportunity of surprise in so many different situations. That is nuts. And then his body, after he did all this stuff, maybe he switched back and then killed Green. That part I'm not entirely sure about. Good grief. I am kind of concerned, though, that because he laid all that stress and what have you, and was asking questions about Sarah because he was speaking while he was unconscious, that we may have led him here, even though he wasn't here in the first place. Maybe he now knows. He seems to be watching things way too much for me to be comfortable. All right. Well, we'll jump into the next uh, puzzle section and mull that over and see if we can figure out what the next stage is or the guy's plan is from there. But tonight, have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you've been enjoying this as much as I have. And I will hopefully see you next stream. Take care.